Well, welcome everyone to an NCAA.com March Madness Skype session. I'm Andy Katz. Please be joined by Iowa State's Tyrese Haliburton, who had 14 points, made 4 or 5 threes, and Iowa State's, I guess you could say, upset over Kansas. I know they didn't have Udoka Azubuike, but Iowa State at Hilton against Kansas sometimes is not an upset. Maybe it won't be considered one later this season because the Cyclones certainly are contention for the Big 12 title. Tyrese, this was your first experience of a Kansas game at Hilton. What was it like?
It's crazy. I don't know how to put it into words. They fill this place up. They get really loud. There's a line out here at 10 in the morning. I'm sure they were here early. I heard guys were in tents last night. It's nuts here. It gets really, really loud. We got the best fan base in the country, and they showed that tonight. Yeah,
Tyrese, the students aren't even in session yet, and yet you still had that Hilton magic going. There were times when Kansas obviously went on the run, but then you guys sort of flipped that switch. How did that occur?
It starts on the defensive end. Got to get stops. And we got rebounded pretty heavy in the first half. At one point, I think it was like 21-5 in the first half. We just had to start rebounding, especially our guards, because they shooting long shots. It was long rebounds, and guards were getting rebounds. But in the second half, we buckled down, started to get stops, starting to rebound, and when we get in transition and play out of there, that's when we're at our best.
Tyrese, you guys are finally healthy. I saw you guys early in the season when you played Iowa in Iowa City. You didn't have Lyndall Wigginton. You didn't have Solomon Young. What's it been like in the last basically 10 days or so to know that you've got your full roster and ready for the stretch run of the Big 12 with the full complement of players?
Man, it's awesome because, we feel like we can play with anybody in the country, really, and especially when we're all healthy. So now we got everybody back. It's not time to talk about it anymore. It's time to get to it. So, we had to go to Stillwater, get a win on Wednesday, and then come here and beat Kansas. So, it's on to the next one.
It was interesting when those guys came back, especially Lindell, with all the hype. He wasn't a starter when he came back, and you had to have some buy-in, leadership from him to do something like that. And Steve Prohm obviously wanted to stick with what was working, your head coach. What did you think of the way Lindell sort of, came back into the lineup, but not sort of expecting with an ego that, hey, I should walk right back in and be a starter?
And I think he handles it really well. He's our best player. He's probably one of the best guards in the country. And for a guy like that to take the role he is right now and still be about the team is big time. And he's still our go-to guy. We still know what he can do on the court, and when he's out here, he scores the ball really well. So it's big time.
You haven't hit your freshman wall yet. It seems like you're getting better and better. This freshman class, this newcomer class, clearly is all in and is continuing to improve. Where do you think that all comes from, that you guys have meshed so well, and here in early January, it doesn't seem like you guys are slowing down. In fact, it seems like you're getting better and better.
Yeah, I think last year when Taylor came on his official visit, all of us were here together, all 4 of us. So, we started to create relationships right there. And then when he committed and we had all 4 of us locked down, we had a group chat on Snapchat, a group chat texting wise too, where we just talk all the time during our high school senior seasons about life and about basketball at the same time. So when we got here, we were already a pretty close group, and we learned from each other and learned from our vets as we like to call them. You just got to keep putting in work, and all through the summer we were putting in a lot of work, and as a team we're starting to come together as these months go on, and it's getting scary.
So look, Tyrese, it's going to be a grind. The Big 12 1 through 10 is never easy. It's a home and home, true round robin. But you got the advantage of that you've beaten Kansas now once. What do you have to do in this next step to make sure that you guys, don't cancel this out? That this becomes a game that, stays on that shelf and is one that you can build on and keep Iowa State in contention throughout the course of the next 2 months?
I think we just got to take it one game at a time. You can't be too focused on, we play Kansas in a couple weeks again. No, we play Baylor in Waco, and we got to be ready for that game. It's one step at a time. And I think once you start looking ahead and things like that, boom, that's when you get hit. And like you said, it cancels this out. So it's just taking it one game at a time, being focused on one game at a time. And we got to go to Waco and get a win.
One last thing for you, Tyrese. I love the way, when you're just in motion and rhythm, you can just snap that three. How much have you worked on that where it's just sort of a quick, get that shot up immediately? Everything just looks almost carefree when you're just sort of in the flow like that offensively.
Yeah, I think this just comes from being in the gym, putting in a lot of work. This summer, I lived there. I spent a lot of time, working out with Lindell, working out with Mario, working out with Bab, working out with Monte when he was in town, working out with Naz. Just learning from other guys and having confidence in myself, and that helps pay off.
Tyrese Haliburton, appreciate it. Congrats on a great win over Kansas at Hilton Coliseum. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.